Welcome to Yester Kitchen. I'm Jill. Today we're traveling to 1963 to celebrate a cookbook from the Carnation Company, and we're making one fabulous recipe from that very book. You're gonna love it. Let's get started. Hey everyone, so this is my very first episode with my brand new format. We are celebrating vintage cookbooks. I have so many cookbooks, it's ridiculous, and I just really wanted to just highlight, today's this one, the treasures from the past. And then it's so hard to pick a recipe out of here from you, but what I really try to do is I try to make something really indicative of the book, easy, something I know you'll love. Let's give it a try. So today, 1963. Cooking for a crowd. The subtitle is, will it be 4 or 14? Because they kind of give recipes for families and for large gatherings. This cookbook, and while I'm talking, I'm going to show you some pages from the cookbook because it's fabulous. So this cookbook was created by the Carnation Company in 1963. It's just a very small, I'll call it a booklet. And God, it's fabulous. And it just has everything from appetizers to side dishes to main dishes to desserts. Today, I'm making a side dish for you. Today, we are making green beans Far East. Oh my goodness. Cooking Asian in the 60s and 70s was so exotic and so popular. I will tell you, this is very American. This isn't really Far East with the exception of water chestnuts, but we're gonna make it, you're gonna love it. So, my heat is on about a medium-high heat, and in my trusty frying pan, I have 1 tablespoon of butter, and we're just gonna let that heat up for just a second. Okay, so it's almost melted. We're good enough. To that, we're gonna add 1/3 cup of finely minced, chopped, whatever you like, onions. In they go. So it was very popular, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, for food companies to put out cookbooks. Why? So you buy their products. The Carnation, I actually have a Carnation cookbook from the 40s. That's spectacular. We'll get to that. We have so many. Oh boy, if you know how many cookbooks I have, it's just on the ridiculous level, and literally, I read them like books. I really do. I live this stuff. I breathe this stuff. This is my absolute passion. Thank you so much for being here, for allowing me to share my passion with you. And you never know, maybe you'll find some recipes you grew up with because you know I'm all about childhood food memories too. All right, I want you to give me a couple minutes because we really want these to get soft and a little translucent. So give me a second. Okay, so our onions are getting soft. Before I say anything, I apologize. I forgot to turn my food camera on. So really the only thing you missed was the pat of butter in the pan. And then here we are. The onions are added. Whew, sometimes I forget to do it all together and oh boy, at least we saved that one. So if you see any of these cookbooks that we're gonna be doing upcoming that you have or you remember, please let me know. And if you're having fun, please subscribe because I've got so much more for you. Okay, so onions. We are now pretty good. So I'm gonna turn down the fire some because we're gonna be adding sour cream, not Asian, right? But actually very not, there's no dairy in Asian cooking. That's why it's very American, but you know, if we give the title Green Beans Far East, it sounds very exotic. Okay, so to this, we are gonna add, here I have, it's about 1/4 teaspoon of ground pepper. Where are you? There you are. 1/4 teaspoon ground pepper, 1/2 teaspoon seasoned salt, any brand you like, and 1/2 teaspoon, this is not sugar, this is not salt, this is sugar. So in we go, and we're also gonna add 1/2 teaspoon of vinegar. What kind of vinegar? It doesn't say. So you can use whatever you like. I actually use sherry vinegar. I definitely use sherry vinegar because I had a bunch on hand. I would also use white vinegar. I would also use apple cider vinegar. White wine vinegar would be nice too. Red wine would change the color, so you don't want red wine. Okay, we are mixed. Okay, now comes the nod to Asian cooking, our Far East, and I have a 5-ounce can, the small guys, of sliced water chestnuts. And there they go, everyone in the bowl. And then on top of that, we're just gonna let this warm up for just a second and get it all mixed together. Look at that, it's beautiful. So you've got the sugar, you've got the vinegar, so you've got like that sweet and sour thing. Now comes sour cream. 2/3 of a cup, it's pretty much almost an 8-ounce container. So you can go ahead and just put it in and have a little extra sour cream, you'll be fine. Okay, now you want your fire lower because You don't want it to boil. You want the sour cream to heat through, but if it boils, it's gonna curdle and you don't want that. So anyway, cooking from the 60s. I absolutely love it. So now we're gonna warm that through. So just give me 1 second to get it warm. All that's left to do is something I completely forgot to tell you about. It is called green beans Far East after all. You're gonna need green beans and I've already done them. So really what you want is a 10-ounce package of frozen cut green beans. When I say cut green beans, they're not the shoestring French ones. They are literally cut green beans. And you just go ahead and cook them. Uh-oh, we got a little boil here. You just go ahead and cook them according to the manufacturer's directions and then drain them if they need draining. Since I'm now in 2022 instead of the 1960s, I have something called a microwave and I buy the steamer bags of these and it's just perfect. You don't even need to drain them. However you get to your 10 ounces of cut green beans, this is when you add them. And you know what? This is actually a really interesting side dish. It would be great with chicken. It would be great with pork chops. Probably be great with meatloaf too. I love meatloaf. I've done 2 episodes on meatloaf. One, I did the history, I'll put it up there, and one I made this amazing lemon bacon meatloaf. If you've never seen it, I highly recommend check it out. Okay, we're just gonna just let it sit for a minute. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this thing warm through. You don't want it to boil. Warm through. I'm gonna put it in my trusty Fiestaware. We're gonna top it with one thing and I'll be right back. Okay, so there's just one more thing. Got my spoon. Got my very, very 50s and 60s chopped pimentos. You just wanna add some of those on top for a little color, right out of the jar. I don't need all of these, the small. They didn't have the small one, so I just got the big one. But you know how much we cook retro. You'll always find a need for these guys. And there we have it from 1963, Cooking with the Crowd. And actually, we're not doing the crowd, we're doing more of the four-person recipe because clearly this will not feed a crowd. But it is delicious. Cooking from a Crowd, 1963, green beans, Far East. Oh, guys, it is good. It's so simple, which is why I would go with so many things for dinner. My personal 2 cents, I would add a little more seasoned salt, but I'm not messing with the recipe because that's what I do. I always honor the original recipe, but you might want to do that. Taste it, that's how you'll know. If you would like to explore more dishes from your childhood or just the past, I invite you to subscribe. I release new videos every week. In the meantime, there's some more retro dishes for you. And remember, every dish, even green beans Far East, oh yeah, has a story. I will see you in the next video.